Summer was supposed to mean freedom. No rumors. No betrayal. No whispers in the hallway. But some stories don't end when the semester does. Because just when I thought everything was finally over, she stepped out of the shadows.
The first morning of senior year felt heavier than it should have. The halls buzzed with laughter and summer stories. But the air shifted the moment she walked in. Serena Blake. Confident. Untouched. If last year's chaos had been nothing more than background noise. Conversations dimmed. Eyes moved between us. The past wasn't buried. It had just been waiting. Ethan noticed my stiff posture immediately, stepping closer without saying a word. Jay, however, didn't look surprised. That unsettled me more than Serena's presence. When her gaze locked onto mine, she didn't smirk. She simply nodded, like we both understood something no one else did. And just like that, senior year began with unfinished business. By lunch, whispers had evolved into theories. Old screenshots resurfaced in group chats. Stories twisted, details exaggerated. I realized quickly that Serena hadn't returned quietly. She had returned prepared. But so had I. I wasn't the girl who hid in bathroom stalls anymore. Ethan wanted to confront her immediately. Jay insisted we wait and observe. I hated that they were both right in different ways. War wasn't about who shouted first. It was about who stayed standing longest. And this time I planned to win. Serena cornered me after chemistry. Her voice calm but calculated. She claimed she hadn't started the rumors last year, that someone else had used her name to hurt me. I wanted to laugh at the convenience of that confession. Yet something in her eyes didn't match the villain I had painted in my mind. Before I could respond, she dropped another truth. Jay had known more than he admitted. My stomach tightened. When I confronted him later, his silence lasted too long. Trust doesn't shatter loudly. It cracks quietly, in pauses you can't ignore. Jay finally admitted he had seen the fake account early on, but believed it would fade if ignored. He thought protecting me meant preventing escalation. Instead, it allowed damage to spread. I wanted to be angry, but disappointment hurt more. Ethan, furious, accused Jay of cowardice. The tension between them snapped like stretched wire. And suddenly, the war outside felt smaller than the one forming between the three of us. A video from last year resurfaced online, edited to look worse than it was. Serena denied involvement. Jay swore he had nothing to do with it. Ethan demanded we fight back publicly. The school was watching, waiting for a reaction. But I surprised them all. Instead of hiding, I posted my own video. Calm, honest, unapologetic. I owned my story before anyone else could twist it again. And for the first time, the whispers started losing power. The response was unexpected. Support poured in. Not dramatic, but steady. Students who had stayed silent last year began admitting they had doubted the rumors. Serena's influence didn't vanish, but it weakened. Still, victory didn't feel complete, because trust between us remained fractured. Ethan's protectiveness was growing intense. Jay's guilt was turning into distance. I had won back my voice, but I might have been losing something else. Homecoming season arrived, and with it, choices. Ethan asked me to go with him publicly. Jay didn't ask at all. He simply said he'd support whatever made me happy. That quiet hurt more than bold declarations. When Serena showed up to practice with Jay, laughing a little too easily, something sharp twisted inside me. I hated how easily emotions complicated logic. War was easier than love. The hallway argument wasn't planned. It exploded. Ethan accused Jay of hiding feelings. Jay accused Ethan of controlling me. Serena watched from a distance, not interfering, just observing. I finally snapped. I wasn't a trophy. I wasn't a battleground. If they wanted to fight, They could do it without dragging my heart through it. Walking away felt terrifying, but also necessary. For 2 days, I focused on myself. No group lunches. No dramatic confrontations. Just clarity. In that silence, I realized something uncomfortable. I had been so busy surviving drama that I forgot to ask what I actually wanted. Jay texted first, not to defend himself, but to apologize fully. Ethan followed, not demanding answers, but admitting fear. And suddenly, this wasn't about Serena anymore. It was about growth. The homecoming game glowed under stadium lights. Serena approached me one last time, not as an enemy, but as someone tired of the war. She admitted jealousy had fueled her last year. Not hatred, just insecurity. I didn't forgive her instantly, but I chose peace over revenge. Ethan and Jay stood beside me, not competing, not arguing, just present. Senior year wasn't about defeating someone else anymore. It was about becoming someone stronger than the girl who once broke.